I'm ready.
Before we start, I'd like to tell you that some of my pictures are a little more graphic than we are used to. My name is Claire, and I'm here to talk to you about sexism in video games. Did you know that although 45% of the gaming population is female, very few video games have strong female women as playable protagonist characters? Have you ever seen those paintings where a hero is saving a young maiden from the clutches of a great beast? That's where this all started. Paintings like that were very common and painted often. From those paintings, the inspiration for movies came. In the early 20th century, victimized women became the cliche of choice in the nascent, which means in its early years, American film industry, as it provided an easy and sensational plot device. Here are some examples. Ever heard of Tarzan of the Apes? In Tarzan of the Apes, a giant ape carries off Jane, Tarzan's love interest, making her the object Tarzan has to obtain through his journeys. Walt Disney used it in the Gorilla Mystery, where a cartoon gorilla captures Minnie Mouse while she's playing piano. She screams and calls for Mickey Mouse instead of trying to escape. The U.S. military even used it on a recruitment poster. But what truly set the stage for the use of damsel in distress idea was 2 years later when two things happened. First, Paramount Pictures introduced Popeye the Sailor Man. In most episodes, Popeye has to rescue Olive Oil. Whenever she gets captured, she screams, "Popeye!" Second, later that year, RKO Pictures came out with King Kong, in which a giant ape abducts a frail young woman. Moving forward, damsel in distress is still commonly used in video games. Ever heard of Dinosaur Planet? Well, you shouldn't have. In 1999, Rare, a game developing company, was hard at work developing Dinosaur Planet. The game featured Crystal as one of two playable protagonist characters. She is tasked with traveling through time, fighting prehistoric monsters with a magical staff, and of course saving the world. As the game neared completion, Nintendo's legendary game designer, Shigeru Miyamoto, joked that it could be the third installation in his Star Fox series. Soon, it became just that. Crystal was transformed into a damsel in distress, frozen in crystal most of the game, sparsely clothed. Star Fox's job is to rescue her, and what's worse is he uses her magical staff to do it. Grand Theft Auto 1 was released October of 1997. In Grand Theft Auto, you are a common street thug, and your job is to carry out the will of ruthless crime bosses. Some of the things you can do are stealing cars and settling drug deals, as you run, shoot, steal, and drive your way through 3 different crime-infested cities. A brief description on the back of the game said, "Fail and you get cussed out by your superiors. Succeed and you rise through the ranks of the organization, get more respect, and tackle tougher missions." I thought this sounded like a pretty cool game. In 2001, Rockstar Games released Grand Theft Auto 3. Rockstar had turned their criminal game into a 3-dimensional platform for games to come. You could steal and smash cars in 3D. Sounds cool, right? Well, I forgot a large detail. Grand Theft Auto 3 made having sex with sex workers and subsequently killing them for their money a game-playing strategy. Last month, Rockstar Games came out with the newest addition to the series, Grand Theft Auto 5. It is more sexist than the other Grand Theft Auto games and way more advanced in terms of technology. One reviewer said, "As I sat with the controller in my hand, I stepped into a world I'd never been before. I stepped into the world of Grand Theft Auto 5. I sat in disbelief with what I was seeing on the screen."
"What's a stud like you want from a slut like me?"
Sapphire seductively said to Franklin, one of 3 main characters in the game. "The main concern I had while playing was the lack of female characters. Excuse me, lack of strong female characters. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of female characters in the game, but the only place you'll find these women is surrounded the dimly lit neon sign displaying horny girls in a less than appealing part of town. While my character Franklin was in the strip club, I was given various prompts about different actions I could take. If I wanted to follow Sapphire to the private room, I was told to press Y on the controller. If I wanted to take Sapphire home, I was told to press A. I could even honk at a prostitute on the street as a sign for her to get into my car. This game sold for $800 million in the first 24 hours of its release. Some things you can do in the most anticipated game of the year include stealing cars, an uncensored topless lap dance at the strip club, sex acts with a prostitute who you can even kill to get your money back, torture, and extremely offensive language. The way video games portray a woman can affect how men think of women in this real world. Although video games like this are rated M, some of the people who play this game are well under 17. More than 16 million people play Grand Theft Auto, and it impacts how they think of women. A 6-year-old boy could be playing this game, and it will change how he views women for the rest of his life. Although only 11.5% of the video game producers are female, the game designers are catering to a world where half the video game population is female. Half! With that in mind, shouldn't more video games have strong female characters? According to Geoffrey Zapkin, CEO of Electronic Entertainment Design and Research, is because publishers don't support them. Games with exclusively male characters as heroes will sell better. Men will play the game with a male hero, and so will women. You're selling your project to a larger audience, and hence you will receive more money. Men have said to think they can't relate to a game as well when they're playing a female character, even though they're still playing a super cool game. Lots of problems like this don't change in a day, don't change in a week, or even a year. A first improvement doesn't have to be with the protagonist. You can make a strong female secondary character or strong female ally. However, for nearly 60 years, nothing has happened to change gender inequality in media. Without people educating their peers about this and acting upon their knowledge to even out the balance, change will not happen or the problem will get worse. It will change if the demand for strong female characters is high enough because the producers want money. So today, I'm educating you. So tomorrow you can not only advocate for change, but act upon it. So that our generation will create games with female characters that men want to play. Games that are not sexist. Thank you, and come to me for my sources.